I'm not sure if I'm really qualified to speak on this, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm a Christian. I was brought up in a Christian home. I went to a Christian private school for 8 years. I truly understood the gospel at age 14, 15. And you know, when people sort of talk about their born again experience, for me, it wasn't just like that. For some people, they talk about their experience of how they changed all of a sudden, but for me, it was a real process. I go to a Pentecostal church. The first church we went to I was born and bred in that church, 14 years. It was a non-denominational, but it was Protestant. Of course, you know, church here in the West is Protestant. It is, you know, that way. And so my church that I go to now in this town is Pentecostal. Now, I don't know much information regarding all the different denominations of things, but what I've heard and what I've read about is, of course, Christianity had a big split, and so that was 1054, the Great Schism. So I believe some people disagreed on different doctrines, and of course it was, well, Rome and Eastern Europe. I hope I want to be educated on this, guys, so please put your comments down below. But this is what I've read about, and of course this is where Catholicism comes from, and you know, Catholicism with, you know, the 7 sacraments, papal infallibility, and then the other idea in obviously in the West, where we have Protestantism. That was either I know there's different individuals that founded different Protestant beliefs. John Calvin, I know he was I call him, you know, the predestination guy. John Knox, I think he founded Presbyterianism, and so they're all just different sects of Protestantism. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I really want to learn about this, but this is what I've sort of gathered in this information. And yet we look at Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy, as far as I'm aware, has not changed. They've still had the same traditions, they still have the same outlook on things, the same beliefs, and I truly am warming up to it. I really am warming up to Orthodoxy. I watch an Orthodox priest. He's very popular on YouTube. His name is Father Spiridon. I watch his I've been watching his videos every day, and he's fantastic. I mean, the way that he comes across, the way he articulates himself, and I think just the Orthodox perspective on life and spirituality, and on, well, really, you know, the Orthodox perspective on God is just fantastic, I think. You know, the different perspectives of, I believe it truly faces up to the reality of what this life is like. And I will quote Father Spiridon when he says, you know, God wishes us to struggle, to repent. He wishes us to struggle. He promised us release from our sin, from our transgressions, but he wants us to repent. They are always talking about repentance. They always talk, obviously, you know, we are saved by grace through faith. They believe that. But of course, good works are an evidence of salvation. But I love that perspective, and I derive so much more value from that idea than going to a church that has been orchestrated a bit like a concert and gives the idea that Jesus will make all our problems go away. I'm obviously not saying that's for every single church, every single Protestant church, but if we look at, like, you know, you would not believe that this is the same faith. When we look at, first off, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not here to judge. I'm not. If we look at Joel Osteen's mega church in is it Texas? Yeah, in Texas. And then we may look at, you know, Orthodox churches in Russia or something. They are polar opposites. You wouldn't ever think they are the same faith. But it's funny, you know. It's very interesting. But I love the traditions. I think the traditions, the way of being that Orthodox folk are. For example, in my life, I've stopped listening really to sort of, I do listen to Christian music, sort of like this rock type music, and it sort of sounds like everyday music, but it's Christian. And yet I've been listening to different Orthodox chants. It sounds, when you listen to Orthodox chants, it sounds like you're in heaven, and I feel something. I feel the Spirit of God. I feel this sense of connection, this sense of spiritual connection when I listen to these chants, to this type of music. And there's a sense of sincerity and seriousness, I think, that we've lost in modern Christianity, in Western Christianity. This is my perspective, and I want to be educated. I want someone to enlighten me on these things, so please put your comments down below if you know any more information. But this is really how I feel. This is why I'm warming up to Orthodox Christianity. But guys, please put your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you and see what your opinion is, and just have a conversation. And guys, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like, and share, and subscribe. And God bless, and I'll see you guys in my next video. God bless and peace out.